Cheetah. The fastest animal on Earth. The cheetah, Acinonyx jubatus, stands as one of nature's most remarkable evolutionary achievements, embodying the perfect fusion of form and function in pursuit of speed. This magnificent big cat has captured human imagination for millennia, representing the pinnacle of terrestrial velocity and athletic prowess in the animal kingdom. With its sleek, aerodynamic build and unmatched acceleration capabilities, the cheetah has evolved into a living testament to the power of natural selection in creating specialized hunters perfectly adapted to their environment. Physical characteristics and adaptations. The cheetah's distinctive appearance immediately sets it apart from other big cats. Standing 28 to 35 inches tall at the shoulder and measuring between 3.5 to 4.5 feet in body length, with an additional 24 to 32 inches of tail, the cheetah possesses a lean, lightweight frame that typically weighs between 75 to 125 pounds. This relatively modest size compared to other large African predators is actually a crucial adaptation for speed, as every aspect of the cheetah's anatomy has been refined through evolution to minimize weight while maximizing efficiency. The cheetah's coat is perhaps its most recognizable feature, adorned with solid black spots scattered across a golden yellow to pale buff background. These spots, unlike the rosettes found on leopards and jaguars, serve as both camouflage and individual identification markers, as each cheetah spot pattern is unique. The distinctive tear marks, that run from the inner corners of their eyes to their mouths, are thought to help reduce glare from the sun and improve focus on prey during high-speed chases. The skeletal and muscular adaptations of the cheetah are extraordinary examples of evolutionary engineering. Their spine is exceptionally flexible, allowing them to extend and contract their body like a spring during each stride. The shoulder blades are not attached to the collarbone, providing greater range of motion in the front legs. Their chest is deep and narrow, accommodating enlarged lungs and heart necessary for the oxygen demands of sprinting. The cheetah's legs are disproportionately long relative to their body size, with powerful muscles concentrated in the hindquarters that provide the explosive power needed for acceleration. Perhaps most remarkably, the cheetah's paws are unlike those of any other cat species. They are hard and pointed rather than retractable, similar to a dog's claws, providing superior traction during high-speed pursuits. The paw pads are thick and grooved, functioning like tire treads to maintain grip on various terrain types. Their tail, which can be up to 3 feet long, serves as a crucial rudder during sharp turns and rapid direction changes while hunting. Speed and hunting capabilities. The cheetah's claim to fame as the fastest land animal is well documented and truly spectacular. These remarkable cats can accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3 seconds, faster than most sports cars. Their top recorded speed reaches approximately 70 miles per hour, though they typically hunt at speeds between 40 to 45 miles per hour. However, this incredible speed comes with significant limitations that shape every aspect of their hunting strategy and daily life. The cheetah's hunting technique is a masterclass in precision and timing. Unlike other big cats that rely on stealth and ambush tactics, cheetahs are pursuit predators that depend on their superior speed and acceleration to run down prey in open terrain. They begin their hunt by carefully selecting a target, typically medium-sized antelopes such as gazelles, impalas, or springboks. The hunting process starts with a careful stalk, during which the cheetah uses available cover to approach within 100 to 200 yards of their intended prey. Once the chase begins, the cheetah's extraordinary anatomy comes into full display. Their stride length can extend up to 25 feet during a full sprint, with all 4 paws leaving the ground twice during each stride cycle. The flexible spine allows them to achieve this remarkable extension and compression, while their enlarged heart pumps oxygen-rich blood to working muscles at an accelerated rate. Their respiratory system works overtime during these pursuits, with breathing rates increasing dramatically to meet the intense oxygen demands. However, the cheetah's incredible speed is not sustainable. These high-intensity chases typically last only 30 to 60 seconds and cover distances of less than 500 yards. The physiological stress of reaching such extreme speeds generates enormous amounts of body heat, and cheetahs must stop to cool down and recover, regardless of whether their hunt was successful. This recovery period can last 30 minutes or more, during which the cheetah is vulnerable to other predators and must rest before attempting another hunt. The success rate of cheetah hunts varies considerably based on environmental conditions, prey availability, and the individual cat's experience and health. Young, healthy cheetahs in optimal habitat may achieve success rates of 40 to 50%, while older individuals or those in degraded environments may succeed in only 10 to 20% of their attempts. This relatively low success rate, combined with their high energy expenditure, makes cheetahs particularly vulnerable to environmental pressures and competition. Habitat and distribution. Historically, cheetahs roamed across much of Africa, the Middle East, and parts of Asia, adapting to diverse environments from semi-arid savannas to grasslands and even light woodland areas. Today, their distribution has been dramatically reduced, with a vast majority of wild cheetahs confined to specific regions of eastern and southern Africa. Small populations persist in Iran, representing the last surviving Asiatic cheetahs, though this subspecies faces critical endangerment with fewer than 50 individuals remaining. The cheetah's preferred habitat consists of open grasslands and savannas where their speed advantage can be fully utilized. These environments provide the clear sightlines necessary for spotting prey at distance and the open terrain required for high-speed pursuits. Unlike other big cats that can adapt to dense forests or rocky terrain, cheetahs are specialists that require specific habitat characteristics to hunt successfully. In Africa, the largest cheetah populations are found in Namibia, which hosts approximately 25% of the world's remaining cheetahs. Botswana, Kenya, Tanzania, and South Africa also maintain significant populations, though numbers have declined substantially over the past century. The Serengeti ecosystem, spanning Kenya and Tanzania, represents one of the most important strongholds for cheetah conservation, supporting populations that follow the great wildebeest migration and benefit from the abundance of prey species. The quality of cheetah habitat is determined by several critical factors beyond simply having open terrain. Prey density must be sufficient to support the high energy demands of cheetah hunting, while the presence of other large predators must be manageable. Cheetahs often lose their kills to more powerful competitors such as lions, leopards, and hyenas, making areas with lower predator density more favorable for cheetah survival. Human encroachment has dramatically altered cheetah habitat throughout their range. Agricultural expansion, livestock farming, and urban development have fragmented the large territories that cheetahs require, forcing populations into isolated patches that may not support viable long-term breeding groups. This habitat fragmentation also increases human-cheetah conflict, as the cats may prey on livestock when wild prey becomes scarce. Social behavior and reproduction. Unlike most other big cat species, cheetahs exhibit unique social behaviors that reflect their specialized ecological niche. Female cheetahs are largely solitary, except when raising cubs, and maintain large home ranges that may overlap with other females. These ranges can span 50 to 1,500 square miles depending on prey density and habitat quality. Females mark their territories through scent marking and vocalizations, though they are generally less territorial than other big cat species. Male cheetahs, in contrast, often form coalitions consisting of brothers or unrelated individuals that have bonded during their youth. These male coalitions, typically consisting of 2 to 4 individuals, work together to defend territory and compete for mating opportunities. Coalition males are generally more successful in securing and maintaining territory than solitary males, and they have higher reproductive success rates. The bonds between coalition members are remarkably strong and may last for life. Cheetah reproduction is closely tied to prey availability and environmental conditions. Females typically give birth to litters of 3 to 5 cubs after a gestation period of approximately 93 days. Cubs are born in concealed dens, often in tall grass, rocky outcrops, or dense vegetation that provides protection from predators. Newborn cheetah cubs are incredibly vulnerable, weighing only 8 to 15 ounces and remaining blind for the first 10 to 14 days of life. The survival rate of cheetah cubs is alarmingly low, with mortality rates reaching 60 to 90% in some populations. This high mortality is primarily due to predation by lions, leopards, hyenas, and even birds of prey. Cubs are also susceptible to disease, starvation, and abandonment if the mother is killed or severely injured. The mother must frequently move the cubs to new hiding spots to avoid detection by predators, a stressful process that can result in cubs becoming separated and lost. Young cheetahs remain with their mother for 15 to 20 months, during which time they learn essential hunting skills through observation and practice. The mother teaches them to stalk, chase, and kill prey through a gradual process that begins with the cubs accompanying her on hunts as observers. As they mature, the cubs begin participating more actively, eventually developing the skills necessary for independent survival. Conservation status and threats. The cheetah faces an uncertain future, with wild populations having declined by approximately 75% over the past 50 years. Current estimates suggest that fewer than 7,000 cheetahs remain in the wild, making them one of Africa's most endangered big cats. This dramatic decline has prompted the International Union for Conservation of Nature (IUCN) to classify the cheetah as vulnerable with certain subspecies, particularly the Asiatic cheetah, listed as critically endangered. Habitat loss represents the most significant threat to cheetah survival. As human populations expand across Africa, natural cheetah habitat is increasingly converted for agriculture, livestock grazing, and urban development. This conversion not only reduces available territory but also fragments remaining habitat into isolated patches that cannot support viable cheetah populations. Fragmented populations face increased risk of inbreeding, genetic bottlenecks, and local extinction. Human-wildlife conflict poses another major challenge for cheetah conservation. As wild prey becomes scarce due to habitat degradation and hunting pressure, cheetahs may turn to livestock predation, bringing them into direct conflict with farmers and ranchers. In response, many cheetahs are killed in retaliation or as a preventive measure, despite their relatively minor impact on livestock compared to other predators. The illegal wildlife trade also threatens cheetah populations, particularly in East Africa and the Horn of Africa. Cheetah cubs are captured for the illegal pet trade, primarily destined for wealthy buyers in the Middle East. This trade is devastating to wild populations, as multiple cubs must typically be captured to ensure one survives the smuggling process, and the removal of cubs also prevents their mothers from contributing to population recovery. Climate change presents an emerging threat that may compound existing conservation challenges. Changing precipitation patterns and increasing temperatures could alter prey distributions and reduce the carrying capacity of cheetah habitat. Extreme weather events, such as prolonged droughts, can dramatically reduce prey availability and force cheetahs into suboptimal habitat or increase competition with other predators. The cheetah's specialized nature makes them particularly vulnerable to environmental changes. Their dependence on specific habitat types, prey species, and hunting conditions means they have limited ability to adapt to rapid environmental modifications. This specialization, while making them supremely efficient hunters in optimal conditions, becomes a liability when those conditions are altered or destroyed. Conservation efforts and future prospects. Despite the challenges facing cheetah populations, numerous conservation organizations, governments, and local communities are working tirelessly to ensure the species' survival. These efforts encompass multiple approaches, from habitat protection and restoration to community-based conservation programs and captive breeding initiatives. Protected area management represents a cornerstone of cheetah conservation strategy. National parks and wildlife reserves across Africa provide crucial habitat where cheetahs can hunt and breed without direct human interference. However, many protected areas are too small to support viable cheetah populations independently, highlighting the importance of creating wildlife corridors that connect isolated habitats and allow for genetic exchange between populations. Community-based conservation programs have shown particular promise in cheetah range countries. These initiatives work with local farmers and communities to develop coexistence strategies that reduce human-cheetah conflict while providing economic benefits to local people. Programs may include compensation for livestock losses, training in predator-proof livestock management techniques, and the development of ecotourism opportunities that provide alternative income sources. Research and monitoring programs are essential for understanding cheetah ecology and developing effective conservation strategies. Scientists use various techniques, including GPS collar tracking, camera traps, and genetic analysis, to study cheetah behavior, population dynamics, and habitat requirements. This research provides the scientific foundation necessary for evidence-based conservation planning and adaptive management strategies. Captive breeding programs, while controversial, may play a role in maintaining genetic diversity and potentially providing individuals for reintroduction programs. However, cheetahs face significant challenges in captivity, including low reproductive success rates and behavioral abnormalities. Successful captive programs require specialized expertise and facilities designed specifically for cheetah needs. The future of wild cheetah populations will largely depend on our collective ability to address the root causes of their decline while maintaining viable populations in carefully managed landscapes. This will require unprecedented cooperation between conservation organizations, governments, local communities, and the international community. Success will also depend on addressing broader environmental challenges, including climate change and sustainable development practices that balance human needs with wildlife conservation. The cheetah's story serves as both a celebration of evolutionary achievement and a sobering reminder of our responsibility as stewards of the natural world. These magnificent cats have survived for millions of years by perfecting the art of speed, but their future now depends on human actions and decisions. By understanding and appreciating the remarkable adaptations that make cheetahs unique, we can better appreciate why their conservation is so critical and what we stand to lose if we fail to act decisively to protect them. The fastest animal on Earth deserves our fastest and most committed response to the threats they face. Only through immediate and sustained action can we ensure that future generations will have the opportunity to witness the breathtaking spectacle of a cheetah in full stride across the African savanna, embodying millions of years of evolutionary perfection in pursuit of survival.